cost. Blah, 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 blah. Come on. Come on. You could do it. Little engine that could do the thing that you're supposed to. Alright. Let's fucking try that again. Let's try that one again, shall we? So... Okay. Stream quality is good. Alright. Let's see how this goes. Alright. Okay, everything seems okay at the moment. Alright, let's pop some pills. So, let's try that one again. So, for those watching post, doing the Mayhem, I did a... Hey, Jerome, how you doing, man? How you doing? Trying to get this freaking stream set up was a nightmare, I'm telling you. Instead of doing the... I'm guessing instead of doing what... Oh, what would have been the ideal settings that OBS, Streamlabs wanted me to do. I think I did something else. It didn't work out too well. So, it was just a fucking nightmare, absolute nightmare trying to set this up. But hey, man, how you doing? And yeah, for those in chat and those after, you know, post stuff. What up, man? Oh, I bet I thought you were going to do Twitch. I was going to do Twitch, but I haven't. I was going to do Twitch, but I wanted to see how I go on YouTube for Entropia Universe. Just because a majority of the, you know, guys that watch my Entropia Universe stuff is on YouTube. That, and because this is going to be, I was originally going to just film, I was just going to record the, I was originally just going to record this stuff and then upload it. I'm like, I'll live stream it just to see how the live streaming actually goes with, doing this. Oh, good, just hunting on NI. Oh, yeah. Is hunting over on Next Island, yeah? Is hunting over there good? And, Raw Air... Oh, man, I can't even pronounce your name. Raw Aereo? How you doing? You doing good? Hope you're doing good. But yeah, decide to stream to here because I was gonna upload this anyway. So I'm like, I'll just stream it to here, see if anyone's up and awake at this time of, well, it's midday here for me. It's midday here for me, so I'm just chilling. Halloween rank. Cool. I'll just get that stuff as I go. But yeah, so I've done a bunch of stuff for people watching post. I'll probably put it, talk about it in an actual video. But I sold all of my not ancient Greece, all of my Crystal Palace shares. Which will sound nuts, but I mean, I did this last time. With the Summer Mayhem. I sold all of my Crystal Palace shares, and it's pronounced Lowe Leo or Lewe Leo. I'm Native American, so it's a hard name. Oh yeah, that's fair enough. I've never had to pronounce Native American names before, and I've never had to pronounce them, so I guess there's some linguistic stuff that I just won't know. But good to know. I'll have to look into the linguistics of pronouncing Native American names. And am I gonna die? I might die. Oh wait, no, I might not die. But yeah, I sold my Crystal Palace stuff. Same thing as I did with the Summer Mayhem. And beefed up basically the entirety of my character's shit, right? So all of my avatar's crap I beefed up. I beefed up the little bit of my damage output with amplifiers. Beefed up my armor with getting a where it at? By getting a 5B. And what else did I do? I also got a new healing device and a few other things, and I've also got myself my first attempt to pronounce so Lawalio. Was that correct pronunciation? Lawalio? Or Lawalio? Lawalio? But yeah, so beefed up my character, beefed up my dude's stuff, got a new healing device, got some new armor plates, got a new amp, bought a bunch of, I think I bought something like 12, 12 rifles, 12 LR30s, and I got about 2,000 PED worth of ammunition. So, and I'm still sitting with 773 PED in case of like repairs and things, which I don't think I'm gonna need that much by way of repair. But I do want to see the. Oh yeah, the use cost of this isn't that bad at all. Yeah, that's fine. I can deal with that. Because the way that I see it, right, is if I was to keep all of that, like keep my Crystal Palace shares, yeah, it's an extra 2.5 PED a week, but I can get that sweating. In fact, I get more than that sweating. So for me, having literally the equivalent of like 4,000, having the equivalent of 440 USD in shares that are netting me the equivalent of 25 US cent made not a lot of sense to me made hardly any sense, right? Because it just wasn't as good of an investment as I thought it would be. Most of the time I would be getting like, per share 1 PEC a week, which is fine for most people, like if you don't want to spend some extra stuff. But I figured we got the Halloween Mayhem. I wanted to beef up my dude anyway. I can make that in sweating anyway, so I figured, I'll sell it. Plus, considering the fact that I bought nearly all of them for under all of my shares for pretty much under 17 PED a piece, and I was able to sell them I sold them quite cheap, so whoever bought them got a fucking steal. Instead of selling them for the 19 PED that they're currently selling for, I sold them for 18 PED. So I ended up, per share I ended up netting an extra PED, which is not bad. Or at least an extra PED per share. So I'm not that bothered about it. Plus, the way I did with my previous Mayhem, I was able to get, let's see, with my previous Mayhem, I got, on top of what I sold, I got an extra something stupid like an extra... I was able to get like an extra 50. Yeah, I was able to get an extra 50 shares on top of what I sold for last Mayhem, after the Mayhem, just thanks to the globals and all that sort of stuff. Good point. I believe most of us are just waiting to sell them higher, and dividends don't matter much. Yeah, dividends don't really matter much. They really don't. Like, at the end of the day, if you have a lot of money to throw into the game, then yeah, get deeds and shares and all that sort of stuff. But yeah, it doesn't really matter that much. Like, I was talking to a player maybe 2 weeks back about what he thought about deeds, and he's like, yeah, deeds are okay, but he was like, I don't see the point in getting, like, he said, I don't see the point in spending, at that point it was like 80 PED, I don't see the point in spending 80 PED on a Arcadia Underground deed that will give me 1 PEC a day, where I can sweat the equivalent of 1 PEC a day by sweating 1 Subakuma hatchling. Because, 1,000, 1,000 bowls of sweat, 1 PED, 100 bowls of sweat, 10 PEC, 10 bowls of sweat, 1 PEC. So he's like, I don't see the point in spending the money to get that when I could have, just sweat for literally 30 seconds and get that. So I'm like, yeah, that makes sense. Then I saw this coming up and I'm like, oh yeah, I'll splurge a little. Nope. Get that one. So just out of curiosity, how's the stream quality? Just out of curiosity. Streamlabs isn't, coming up with any bullshit saying that things are fucking up, so I'm assuming things are going okay. You guys can hear me okay? Everything's good? I hope. Yeah, I will be streaming to Twitch. I'm going to be streaming to Twitch probably in like the latter part of the day, probably at night. And I'm probably going to be streaming to both, because if you get, from what I've seen, if you get the Streamlabs Prime, Streamlabs OBS Prime, you're able to stream to multiple platforms, I think at the same time. So I'm thinking about streaming to Twitch and YouTube at the same time. I think Lawspade does something similar. If I can't figure it out, I'll just hit Lawspade up on his Discord and be like, yo, bro, how do I do this? How do I do this? Can you show me how to do this? Mission update. What is the mission update? Just good general stuff? Splendid. So I'm not sure how long I'm going to be streaming for today. Good quality for you? Alright, that's good. I'm glad. Wasn't sure as to how many people would come into the stream today, so I was trying to get things sorted out. Then I fucked up initially. And then, things were okay. Just want to make sure I don't die. It's like the one thing I just gotta make sure I don't die. Because this is a little bit more of a test to see how I'd go with a few other things. Because after Mayhem, I'm thinking of almost semi-permanently upgrading my main hunting stuff to some of the higher level stuff. Because I can do the damage, and as long as I can take the hits, that's fine. Things like the Ambulamax is one that I really want to be able to hunt on a regular basis. I want to be able to hunt those guys on a regular basis. Mainly because they have a few things that I wouldn't mind. Like, they have a few different drops that I wouldn't mind grinding for a little bit. I wouldn't mind grinding for. Of Of course, at the moment, the main sort of grind people are doing is the Exosaur Youngs. I think it's the Exosaur Youngs and Matures, or Youngs and not. No, I think it's the Youngs and the Matures over at the Sweat Camp. Sort of north of Port Atlantis. Mainly because they dropped the Blazar fragments, which sells very good. And you got to be lucky to get the drops. You got to be really lucky to get the drops from those guys, but you know, at the end of the day, you're not always going to be lucky. But I guess you can offset the loss by, you know, doing other things. Jerome says, yes, I agree. I invested into a better weapon. It's a totally different game now, being able to hit higher mobs. Yeah, and that's one of the things that I wanted to do. Because at first, like, I've seen people decide to chip out to stick at the... Because this is Category 3. I've seen people chip out to stay in Category 2. And it was a toss-up between, okay, I can either keep this stuff that was giving me literally peanuts per week. Stuff that I can sweat in a day of just, you know, chilling, watching a show, and sweating. Or I can upgrade my equipment so I can go after the bigger mobs, which in turn will give me a far higher chance of... Oops, shit. Wrong button. Give me a far higher chance of gaining, you know, higher skills. And it was just a logical conclusion to sell those shares. You know, yeah, sell the shares. Use the PED to upgrade a bit. And not only did I upgrade, but I pumped a lot of shit, like a lot of PED just into getting some, like, a good chunk of weapons, a good chunk of ammo, and yeah, I'm set for now anyway. I've got a little bit of a depositing plan going for me as well, which I'll be testing over like the coming months, just to see how it goes. I mean, depending on a few things, I could deposit, you know, the equivalent of like 100 to 200 PED a day, depending on how this goes, and without any you know, weird bullshit. So that's one thing that I'm gonna be testing the waters with. Just sort of what's your opinion on having an avatar specialize into one profession or just having a more balance? Oh, that's a good question. I think it depends on your play style. I think if you're a hunter, you should specialize in both ranged and, you know, you should pick a ranged weapon that you really like. So, say for me it's rifle, and then pick a close quarters weapon that you also like. So, you know, I like long blades, so I go with that. But as for like just the game in general, like if you're sticking to one profession, like not profession skill, but one profession, it just depends on what you want to get out of the game. Like if you want to craft, then yeah, stick to crafting if that's all you want to do. If you just want to mine, then stick to mining. If you just want to hunt, stick to hunting. I guess it really depends. Though the more skills you have, the more health you'll have in the long run. So, in reality, having a more balanced avatar is a smarter way of doing things in the long run. But at the end of the day, it's just a video game. You know? Unless you're, you know, trusting your entire life savings to this game, which I do not recommend at all. Don't do that. Do not do that. That is a surefire way to end up homeless if you bet all of your worldly possessions on this. It's a surefire way to get homeless, so don't do that. You know, pay your bills first, pay your rent, pay your food, or pay for your food, pay all that shit first, pay all your vices first, and then look at spending money on Entropia Universe. So remember, just a game. Don't stake your life on this thing. Treat it like a slot machine. Given a fun slot machine, and a slot machine where if you're patient you can play for free, it's completely up to you. But I mean, I know people that are sticking to like straight up just sticking to low level hunting. They throw in like $10 a week. They stick with like low level hunting. I'm talking like level 1 to 3 like mobs, just hunting them, and then they end up building up their ped card, and then they just build up the ped card, because to them the way they see it is, if they're going to be hunting anyway, and it's not like there's a story progression. So it's not like in World of Warcraft or anything like that, where there's a natural story progression, you want to get stronger and all that sort of stuff. There's none of that real incentive apart from hunting bigger and badder monsters. But if the whole point to the game is to, which in my opinion, the main point to this game is to, build up your avatar and have fun and all that sort of stuff, but to also build up your ped card. Build up that fat ped card, so you can afford, like, stupid luxury things, Like, being able to afford a big gun, good armor, and go out and hunt big monsters, you kind of need to be invested in that mentally, right? You need to be invested in that mentally to either do the grind and, spend your time and, most of the time, money as well, to get to that point. If that's sort of your end goal, then yeah. But if you're, doing what these people do and just do low level hunting, they recognize that the main thing is just low level, they do the low level hunting. The main thing is to build up the ped card. Ooh, shit. I do like my new healing device. It's nice and quick, and I don't mind spending the money on it. It's quick, and it ain't that bad. So, Jerome says, yeah, I play with a streamer on Twitch daily doing low mobs. It's quite refreshing to play like that. My goal is to be Longblade Crafter and reach Melee 100. Yeah, it's a good long-term goal. And the best thing is, you will continue to gain skills, even if you're just doing low-level hunting. You'll gain skills no matter what you're doing, because you're putting in X amount of money. And X amount of money translates to loot and skill. So, you can get there doing low-level stuff. And the best thing is, if you're able to get like good deals on materials and you craft your own weapons, and if you have either a decent ped flow or you know what you're doing when it comes to, some of the free aspects or even just the markup stuff, you can get pretty good and not have to spend a single friggin' thing. Like, if I wasn't doing YouTube, I say doing YouTube, if I wasn't playing Entropia on YouTube, and if I wasn't if I didn't have that kind of drive to hunt the bigger creatures, the bigger mobs, I would love to get all the codex eventually up to 20, just for my own pleasure. But if if I wasn't doing this and I didn't have that mindset, I'd just grind low-level guys. I'd just grind the low levels. And then, yeah, maybe later on down the line, if I look at, I don't know, my ped flow situation and all that sort of stuff, I'm like, oh shit, I'm getting, 50 to 60 PED a week from my ped flow, or, the plus 100 PED from my ped flow, and I'm not really losing anything, and I've just got all this PED sitting around, yeah, I'll crank it up to the higher levels. They do reset after level 25. Wait. So they reset. I thought they get to level 20, 25, and then they stay at level 25, and they just keep repeating level 25. Or do they reset? Either way, to be able to complete all the codex, whether or not they reset is irrelevant. If they reset, that just means they get to do them again. Which I'm all for, personally. It's a problem, but that's what I'm all for that. I'm all for that. Ah, and while we're still kind of on the topic of streaming, because you were talking about streaming, and I was talking about streaming. While we're still on the topic of streaming, good few of you guys came to the call, and I'm actually quite. I didn't expect, because that video wasn't a proper, quote unquote proper video, because it wasn't a proper thing. I wasn't really expecting too much, but I did get another. I think it was something. It was small in the number. I got another, I think it was 8 followers on Twitch. But considering my Twitch stream only literally had 18 followers, going up to 26 is very nice. I won't lie. It was very nice. Hopefully I get more in the future. Hopefully as the time goes on, we get more. Was this true? All good either way. Yeah. It's all... whether or not they, reset or stick at something, it really doesn't matter. If it resets, you get to do it again, and you get the skills again. I'm assuming that will... They gotta do... They have to, at least do that. Or give you something. I think the highest that I've got, rank-wise, is... progress. No. Rank? Yeah, rank. Here's the Kerberos. Mainly because Kerberos is kind of what I was hunting the most at a point. No, they don't. They stat. Hey, 22.69. Nice. PED. No, they don't. They stat. Did some of that get cut off? Is it no, they don't, or is it no, they don't, they stay? Are you referring to the, you don't get to do the, when it resets, are you saying that you don't get to get those stats again? Or... I'm a bit confused. I think I was saying something before and then that kind of threw me off. I'm a bit confused. I'm confused. But yeah, I'm quite happy that you guys kind of came to the call and help me out on Twitch as well. That's great. I need to figure out a good time to actually stream on Twitch. Not sure if I should stream during the day like this, and then or stream at night. I don't know. If I stream during the day like this, because right now it's midday for me, there might be more people. There seems to be more people online You know, I'm pretty certain that's just because, you know, America. But I don't know. I don't know, man. Oh, you want to know what's really cool? Like, really sick? Something I'm kind of, like, excited for. So, Julian McBain, right? You know, great guy. Love the guy. Love his channel. He's slowly creeping back on me for, like, subscriber-wise. Because there was this point where I, like, overshot him by, like, 40, 50 subs. Or maybe a little bit more, I'm not entirely sure. But he has been at that grind, and I haven't really been at the YouTube grind, like, at all. The YouTube grind just hasn't been a thing for me recently. Because, you know, all the problems that I've been having, which are slowly going away. Which is good. I play with a European streamer, so evening for me. Oh, yeah, evening for you. Not bad, but yeah, Julian McBain is slowly creeping up on me. I think as of like now, I'm at 490 subscribers, I think. But, you know, that fluctuates. And I think Julian is like 485 or 86. I'm going to have to check. But I think it's freaking awesome. Because I was hoping like he would catch up. Like, catch up again. And I'm hoping that he just like breezes right past me in his numbers. Because it's good. It's good when you see like other people succeeding. Because it means that there's like still growth, you know? There's still growth. Like, I think Serial Overdrive, I think he's past the... He's got to be past... He's past the 10k mark. I wonder if he's hit the 11 or 12k mark. Let's have a quick look. Julian McBain. 486. So he's getting damn close. And how can you not? Look at that avatar. How can you not? How can you not? People look at that and they're like, yeah, he's a guy that I want to follow. Which is good. And then you got Serial. How's Serial doing? Yeah, he's made it into the 11.4k. Shit. He's getting up there. I help all EU streamers in general, but Julian is going towards Virtuaverse game now. I'm assuming that's what VV was, Virtuaverse. Yeah, I looked at the Virtuaverse, but to me, I mean, the combat looks cool. The combat definitely has some good stuff, but, you know, EU, Entropy Universe is more my sort of thing. No, don't do crypto. I've never done cryptocurrency, so... Because I think they're going to be working on like a Bitcoin sort of thing. I'm not sure. I mean, the game itself looks cool. But yeah, I've sunk too much time into Entropia Universe to then switch over to another, you know, real cash economy. I've spent too much time, like, you know, an okay amount of money to really switch back, like switch to another game. Hey, Jerome, do you think it's worth me streaming Entropia Universe to YouTube or streaming it to Twitch? What do you think is like the better option? I'm thinking Twitch, because I can always download the video and then upload it to YouTube. But I don't know. I'm a little bit, you know, on the fence with it. Just when it comes to Entropia Universe, everything else I'm happy to just stream to Twitch. You know, I'm happy to stream my Dark Souls, I'm happy to stream, you know, my Titan Quest, my Grim Dawn, Genshin Impact. I'm happy to stream all of that shit to Twitch. Yeah. Deeds and plots and yeah. See, I would like, at some point, I would like to get enough, either enough deeds or buy a place where I can test out their, I don't even know if it's still a thing, the farming feature. You know, where you get the seeds. So video on Twitch, yeah, that's why I download the videos. So on Twitch is just where I'll do live streams, right? But if I'm live streaming something like this, I would download it and pop it on, upload it to YouTube. You'll have to upload videos from Twitch too. Yeah, yeah. That's the thought. That's the plan. Which isn't that bad. I was looking at like I think I streamed around 1.5 hours to 2 hours. Oh, there's two of the little fuckers. Come on, just kill. No, no, no. Ah, son of a bitch. That's right. So I was streaming Dark Souls 2 the other day just to see what the streaming was like from Streamlabs across. And I was what was I doing? I was seeing what it was like downloading it to is doing clips of interesting tips and events for people to learn from. Might be a good thing to follow. Yeah. Avaraptor is doing clips of interesting tips and events. Yeah. But yeah, so I can download I can download the videos and upload them just fine. For like highlights and compilations and all that sort of stuff. And I guess there's going to be a lot of people on YouTube that will that will also head on to Twitch to watch their favorite YouTubers and stuff like that stream. Because I mean, YouTube is fine, but Twitch is just a more dedicated streaming site. It's just more dedicated, which I like. I like the dedication. Having YouTube as the dedicated video site, and then having Twitch as the dedicated streaming site. But, like all things, in a month's time, Twitch could go belly up, shit could happen. And Twitch might go belly up. Shit might happen and YouTube could go belly up. It's just one of those things, I guess the reason why I'm, going to be doing Twitch as well as YouTube is I don't want to put all of my eggs in the one basket in case that basket breaks. As that could happen. It could happen. Hey, you got an M token. Sick. I would really like to get some Halloween strongboxes though. It would be nice. Okay. Let's heal up. Heal up. Heal up, dude. Come on. And I guess if I keep the streaming to Twitch, I'll just end up getting more, followers that way as well. So, like, Twitch followers. In order to get the followers, you got to do the Twitch. In order to get the Twitch, you got to do the Twitch. It's like YouTube. In order to get YouTube stuff, you got to do YouTube stuff. So is Avaruptor, is he just Is he just Twitch or is he also YouTube? What does he do? Are there you streamers already? Yeah. I mean, that would be cool. That would be cool. And I even think, doesn't, Mindark have that little thing in the opening stuff saying, oh, X amount of people are streaming to, streaming to Twitch? At least I think that's the thing. Yeah, no problem, man. You're gonna head off and something good's gonna happen. It's always how it happens. At least that's what I'm hoping. I would like a global. Global would be nice. Global would be nice today. Yeah, that's what I might end up doing. Just thinking out loud to those that are watching. I'm thinking. So, today's stream will be on YouTube. Man, this will get turned into a video. And all that sort of stuff. As Halloween Mayhem Part 1. Yeah, 2020 Halloween Mayhem Part 1. Then I could stream all the other parts to Twitch. Yeah, I could stream all the other parts to Twitch. And then just upload them. That makes sense. That makes sense. Yeah, that makes all of the sense. I'll just do that. Instead of making things complicated. I wonder if I'll end up getting anything cool in this mayhem. Don't know. I'm not too certain on the loot that tends to drop. My lizard just sneezed. Every so often he'll bury himself in his substrate, and then like a little bit will tickle his nose. So then I laugh at him. He's a good lizard. He's a blue tongue. Named Gorbash. Oh, and anyone in chat, feel free to ask questions, any questions. I'm an open book. So if you got any questions about, Australia or me myself, feel free to ask them in the comments and I'll get around to them. Because I'm all for questions. I find that whenever good old McBain's in the chat just ends up going off the rails. It's great. Chatting about various crap. I think it always then derails into, what sort of fighting sport do you like? And then everyone calls out, oh, I do fencing, or I do HEMA, or I do boxing, or Muay Thai, or whatever. Ah, for fuck's sake. He was so close to being dead. So close to being dead. Oh, dang it. Hey, you're back. Welcome back. You didn't miss anything. Nothing cool happened. Much to my dismay, nothing cool happened. But that's fine. I'm not annoyed that nothing cool happened. Oops. Look, just let me kill that one, and then I'll kill this one. Okay? And I'm glad I killed that one because that one was nearly 21 PED. 1 PEC shy of 21 PED, so we ain't doing too bad. Where are we at money-wise? I say money-wise, so 2.3. Yeah, not bad. Not bad. Could be doing a little bit better, but I think that will come with globals. Okay, heal yourself. Heal yourself, Scott. Heal yourself. Heal yourself before you kill yourself. Dead skis. Let's get that one. I wonder when Big Pumpkin Guy will pop up. I wonder what sort of damage Big Pumpkin Guy does. I kind of don't want... I don't know if I can take on Big Pumpkin Guy. Yeah, I'm not sure if I can handle Big Pumpkin Guy. I mean, I won't know until I try. Okay, little output amplifier. Fair enough. Fair enough. What's time? Oh, yeah, not that bad. Not that bad. I'll probably only be streaming for about 2 hours. So probably for like another hour and 20. Maybe a little bit longer, depending on stuff. So if anyone has any questions that they want to ask me, now is the time to ask. Well, between now and hour and 20 minutes from now. Now is the time to ask. I am open book. There is no Pumpkin King. I thought there was. I thought that was like I thought that was the main, like, thing that shows up. I could have sworn that was like the main thing that shows up. Like the big dude that shows up in this Mayhem. Nah? That's fucking... That sucks. I thought it was... No. Ah, fuck. I was hoping it was. Alright, so what one shows up? Just a boss. Yeah, and I thought it was a pumpkin boss. I know a boss shows up, but I was hoping it was a pumpkin dude. Every 45 minutes, huh? Oh, it's been more than 45 minutes and no boss has shown up yet. Sure it's not every hour or so? Yeah. They should make it a pumpkin dude. But I guess I'll see what the boss looks like when it shows up. When it pops up. I'm gonna die on her. Come on. Switch over to the not death, please. And like that, I am not suffering from, a case of the death. Because I haven't seen any things popping up saying, big boss guy is here to wreck your shit. That hasn't popped up yet, so it should happen at some point. Could be 1 hour into it. Yeah, it could be. So yeah, right now I've got... Well, I'm nearly an hour into it. Hey, Julian Whispers, what up, guys? How you guys doing? I was just talking about you before, Julian. About how whenever we start chatting, things always like get hectic because we start talking about which has the scariest shit. You know, who does what fighting sport. It's great. I also saw that you're creeping up on me with the subscriber count, man. I'm looking forward to you passing me. That'll be great, because then I'll have something to reach for. Because you'll breeze past me, and I'll be like, "No, Julian, come back. I want to stay in front." But no, you're doing good, man. How you doing, Whispers? You doing good? Is everyone doing good? Especially you guys in the States. We do always have a good time here. How's everyone doing over in the States? Everyone good? I know you guys are going through a weird time at the moment. I hope everything's chill. And, yeah. Hope everything is chill. What am I kidding? It's election time. Nothing's gonna be chill. Yep, seven months ago. But, yeah, 7 months ago is when, I went past you. But, unless I get back on the YouTube grind game, like, which could happen. It could happen. First one to 13 million buys the other one a beer? What do you think? Ah, shit. I'm gonna die, aren't I? Just kill this one. Yes. Now, heal self. Everything is good. That's good to hear, Whispers. It's good to hear. That is good to hear. Close to reaching minimum condition. Consider repairing. Yeah, I'll repair it in a sec. And that's exactly... Yeah, I do need to get some kind of lifesteal cranking at some point. Hey, Halloween Strongbox. Sick. Yeah, that's actually a thought. How much... How about we look at... Okay. Have a quick squiz, so... 59.2... Is the max. Detach. 48.5. We'll see how we go. We'll see what happens. Yeah, I think I saw a few lifesteal amps in the auction house, but I couldn't really justify it to myself that much. Let's just see if we can handle these guys without the amp. Because if we can handle these guys without the amp, then fine. See what happens. Could do. I think we're fine. Yeah, about the same on average. Alright. About the same on average. Tell you what, I'm loving sort of just the area of this. It's some good shit. Some good shit. Let's see, we got 9 viewers. It's 9 more viewers than I had on Twitch on Sunday evening. 9 more viewers than I had then. I think that's just because my main base is on YouTube. But if you guys want to see me do more streaming, go over to my Twitch and go and follow me on Twitch, because that's where I'm going to be doing the majority of my streaming. Oh, hey, Ronus. The loot is, at the moment, it's a bit meh. We've had a couple of, like, not big loots, but, like, bigger loots. So it's kind of up in the air at the moment, loot-wise. But, you know, that could change. I've only been at it for, like, an hour. And all in the Mayhems, all it takes is, like, one good hit to... It is Annihilation 3. Yeah, this is Annihilation 3. It's because I didn't have, like, I was only just above for Annihilation 2, and I didn't want to chip out. So I just upgraded myself a little bit. I apparently have arrival protection. That was dumb. Okay, so I'm going to start shooting this guy. And then I'm going to go to the bathroom because... reasons. You guys don't need to know that shit. I'll be back in like 2 ticks. Hopefully this guy doesn't kill me. I'm back. Did I global? No? Probably not. It's just my luck. I was hoping, like, you know, while I was gone, cool shit would happen, but... nah. Got some points, though. That's always nice. Did Big Bad show up? No? No Big Bads? Don't know when Big Bad Guy is supposed to show up, where Big Boss Bro needs to show up so I can at least see if I can handle him. You wanted to do 3, but it was too high, so you're in 4. Any big boss? No. Big boss dude didn't show up. Yeah. I think a mob stole your candy. You show after you kill a certain number of mobs. Okay, a certain number of mobs. How many mobs is a certain number of mobs? Is coming. Okay, cool. Oh no. It's like high school all over again. 2 guys ganging up on me. Except minus the whole gun thing. I did. Nah. Never counted. Please don't. Don't kill me, bro. Oh, damn it. Ah. I ain't using any amp. Well, I was using an amp, but I need to redo it, which I might do. Yeah, I might quickly just heal up my ampy amp, so I can shoot with a better. It's an A104. I got it just so I could do a little bit of extra damage in this thing. Because even though, like, if I was 35 in damage, I wouldn't bother. But because I am not level 35 in damage, I'm only level 35 in range, and I'm only like a little bit above 35 in range, which is why they're like, hey, you can't go into 2, you gotta go into 3, and I don't want to chip out because I don't see the point for freaking 3, like 0.3 measly points. Oh yeah, that A106 is... Nah, fuck that. I mean, I could have gotten it, but I wanted to like get the ammo more. In the future, when I've got, you know, a lot of stuff, then I'll hopefully be able to afford some of that good shit. Speaking of good shit, consumption. Consumption of the pills. So how's everyone been going with Mayhem anyway? Anyone getting good stuff? I need to look at a melee trauma amp 5. Oh yeah. I need to just start working on my melee skill. Just something that I gotta do. More strength, more health, all that sort of crap, just from having more skills. More skills! But how's everyone doing with their Mayhem? Anyone get like a good amount of loot yet? You know, like a good hit? Like a good big old, I got lots of PEDs in this drop sort of loot. Has anyone gotten a HOF yet? Nah, reasonable loot. Good time as usual though. Amen to that, man. I'm about 16 in level 4. Slowly leveling up. Nice. I think after Mayhem, I'm probably gonna like stick to doing some low tier hunting for like just for a week or two, just to deload from blasting away several thousand PED. You know? Do something small like buy a 10 PED sword and go and kill some stuff. Something chill, something small. What's up, Gorbash? How you doing, buddy? You all good for food and water? Yeah, you're all good for food and water. I might have to give his substrate a little bit of a spritz though. It's been a bit warmer the last couple of days. So I'm going to start shooting another guy and I'm going to go and spray my lizard's enclosure. I'll be back in like, I don't know, 2 minutes. Something like that. Sorry about that, guys. My pets take precedent. They take, they're more important than live streaming. We talk about loot pill. I have a loot pill. I already got a loot pill. Loot pill's already there. You're talking about the time. Like I said, my pets are more important. My buddy Gorbash is more important than wasting a little bit of time on a loot and skill pill. Far more important. What did I actually get? Something good? I ain't get nothing good, did I? Nuts. Mayhem token, cool. I think I have a few of those in storage still, which is good. I think. Didn't sell any. Yeah, can't trade it or sell it, so I still got them in storage. Hopefully later on down the line I'll be able to actually buy something with them. Still waiting for Big Boss Dude to show up. I think last Mayhem, but then again that was when I was in O2. I think it was around every like hour and 15 to hour and a half I would boss guy would show up. So I'm not sure how long it would take me this time, but I think I'm doing similar equivalent DPS against these guys as I did with them. Can't really remember all too well. Bit too much time has passed between now and then for me to be like, oh yeah, I'm doing like an extra 10% damage than what I was doing last time per second against these guys, as opposed to the other guys where I was doing X amount of damage squared by 4. And, there was of course the shrimp. I don't remember any of that stuff. Come on. You can kill him without needing to heal. You got this, bro. Come on. Zombie, don't beat my butt. There we go. Hey, just out of curiosity, does anyone know why the Arcadia Underground deeds have shot up all of a sudden? One of the subscribers asked, and I've got no fucking idea, eh? It just shot up randomly. I don't know if that was an event on Arcadia, Arcadia Underground. I don't know, if something happened, but the cost shot up by something like 10 PED. And hopefully chat hasn't froze. I don't think chat's froze. Last month, payoff was pretty solid. It was pretty solid, but I've seen it go pretty solid, but I've seen it go pretty solid, but not solid to the point where it rises up that much, Yeah, another strong box. Strong box! I thank Lord Ludius for the strong box. Some of the days had 2-3 PC per day per deed. Yeah, I've had that, like, but that's happened before in the past. Like that's happened before in the past, but it's never like risen that sharply. I mean, it could just be because there are more people, trying to cash in on that sort of opportunity. But I don't know. I've seen it before, but I just haven't seen it like spike by this much. Usually, I see it spike by like five PED. But it's, I mean, Rhinus just said they sold a few for over 100 PED. So I don't know. I'm wondering if there's like a little bit of artificial inflation as well. I know that's a bit of a bold thing to claim, but I do wonder if there was a little bit of artificial inflation. Instead of actual demand, there was like a small boost. Like a small boost. And then when that boost popped up, maybe people increased it by like 6 or 7 PED, and people are like, oh shit, it's going really good, but they're like upping the prices. Let's try to buy them now, and they upped them to like 90, and made people go like even more. Oh shit, it's still going real good and strong, but they bumped it up by more. Where it hasn't, start go back down a little bit. Start going back down. Let's have a quick squiz. Like where it says 7, that's my Arcadia Underground stuff. And it's been well over a week since it's done double, but it seems like it's still rising. I think there's been a shortage of supply lately too. Maybe. Yeah, there could have been a bit of a shortage on Arcadia Underground deeds. Well, I mean, since COVID, so many more people. So wait, you're saying someone's doing a pump and dump? Yeah, essentially, I think someone's artificially inflating. They've seen that Arcadia's paying out a little bit better. So, here's how I see it going down, right? Here's how I see it going down. So, Arcadia's paying out a little bit better. A week or so ago. And was paying a bit better for like a week. Someone noticed that, then put maybe a quarter of their stuff on auction to sell for maybe an extra 5 than what they spent, right? So an extra 5 or 6. And then the exact same guy outdid himself to add, dude hit me, to add an artificial inflation to what he was selling as. And because things were going good, and because due to like current COVID-19 situation, I'm pretty certain there's a lot more people on Entropia Universe right now, and also a lot more people that are in some financial problems. There's a little bit more addictive stuff going on, so there'll be a little bit more gamble sort of shit. They saw it start to go up in cost, and they're like, oh shit, we should really get on this train because obviously there's a reason why it's going up. We should start buying up more of these. And of course, as people were buying, the guy with the biggest stock is selling them. Guy with the big stock is selling them. And then in like 3 or 4 weeks, once people realize, it's back down to 1. it's back down to one. I kind of need the PED, so I'm gonna sell them. Oh, no one's buying it at 90 or 100, or no one's buying it at 90. Let's drop it back down to 85. Oh, no one's buying them for 85. Let's drop them back down to the 80, 82 that they were at around a month ago from what I saw. And then the exact same dude, using the PED that he got, will snatch up as many as he can, coming home with a nice profit. That's just a little bit of headcanon. That's just a little bit of... Because it didn't sit right with me. Because I've seen the Arcadia Underground Deed spike before. But not to that sort of extent. Obviously, after the deeds were originally bought for that sort of 50 PED, they bumped up to around 68. They lingered around 70 for a while. And I think recently they were around 72, like 72 to 75. I know I could buy them for around 75 a month or two ago. And they bumped up to 80, now up to 90. Well, when I saw them last, they were up to like over 90. So I genuinely think someone just with the situation had enough stuff, and a lot of people don't look at who's actually selling the stuff. Right? They don't look at who's actually selling. So a lot of the times, most normal people that aren't into looking at who's selling what. And it could even be multiple people doing it together. Who knows? But it's just a theory. A game theory. But yeah, that's just... Because I've seen it happen before. I've seen it happen sort of in-game, but I've also seen it happen IRL with a lot of things. I mean, we're currently seeing it with the fucking PlayStation 5 and Xbox Series, what is it? X? The fridge? The little mini fridge? People buying all of this shit and then selling it, but if you've already got the stock, you can artificially inflate it by pretending there's a demand. And who's going to stop them? Who's going to stop them? Yeah, mini fridge. Yeah. I am curious though. What are the undergrounds sitting at? 90, yeah. A month ago, 88. Yeah. Before this point, probably around 2 months back, time's been a bit weird for me recently when it comes to the when it comes to stuff just due to personal issues. Around 2 months back or so, these guys are around maximum. I generally saw them around like 80, 81. So to go up by 20 is pretty batshit. Especially considering that was only a small, I really do mean a small amount of time that it had increased in dividend sort of stuff. So yeah, I reckon that was a bit of a pump and dump. Then again, I'm Australian, so pump and dump has like different meanings. I know it's the Australian in me and the big man child in me as well. But when I hear pump and dump, I just want to laugh. like a 17-year-old boy at the back of the class going, she said pump and dump. Then again, I was never that sort of student. Hey, I can't help it, Jillian. I can't help it, mate. Can't help it. I'm a mess of cultures with... Oh, shit! There he comes! Where are you at? Ooh, level 26. We did! We did! Are we gonna die? Possibly. You know what? I'm just gonna switch this over to this one. And equip this. We're gonna grab, where that motherfucker at? We're gonna... Fine. We'll go you first. Could not execute. Just... kill him. So I can kill him. Please. Please. You'll be fine just as a Mass Effect. And that's what I worry about. I don't know if he does some, like, extra damage or whatever. He probably does. His underling is giving me a damn fine seeing to. Nudge, nudge, wink, wink. Know what I mean, know what I mean? Say no more, say no more, say no more. Alright, so... we're gonna consume that one. And we're also gonna consume this one. And then we're gonna shoot this one. Now. Let's see how hard he hits. 12. Okay, so he doesn't hit as hard. Okay, maybe you're right, Julian. Maybe you're right. Maybe he just has a fuckload of health and I should be fine. Once I get down a little bit more, I'll heal up. Taking bets, taking bets. Will I get a global? Will I not get a global? Will I get something cool? Will I come away with nothing? Ludius forbid I come away with nothing. Will I get the cool prize? Will I get the shit prize? Will one of his bros come upon me and double team me? Come on, bros. Oh, come on now. I don't really want to die, so... Thankfully, though... Oh, yeah. 0 drops. Pissed me right the fuck off back in the day. When I first started. End up being a Scotty sandwich. I don't want to be in a Scotty sandwich, please. I don't want to be in a Scotty sandwich. That sucks. Really? 250 points. No global. Blue balled. Blue balled. Got absolutely blue balled. Great. Do 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 do. But at least we killed one. I'm still annoyed that he's not a pumpkin. I'm still annoyed. That will forever annoy me that he's not a fucking pumpkin. I want to kill the Pumpkin King and not a pumpkin that's being controlled by another player that comes in, hits you a few times and then runs the fuck away because they are super speedy boys. I don't care how much you have the zoomies. If you become Big Pumpkin, bro, while I'm sweating down a, Boraz, either let me shoot you in the face and die with pride, or be a zoomy boy somewhere else. Yeah, the Great Pumpkin. Be a zoomy boy somewhere else. Piss off some of the Ubers. I will happily watch some of the Ubers get pissed off that they shoot you once and then you're a zoomy boy and you run away. Okay? But when a hard-working man is trying to sweat while idiots drag what he's sweating over to the shooty McTurret face guy, or they're sweating too close to the entrance and it drags them all the way over to the turret and then the turret kills them just after I found an alpha and dragged an alpha over, don't you come by with your fat pumpkin-faced head or body, whatever the fuck it is. Don't you come up to me and be like, "Look, yo, bro, I'm gonna smack you in the face a couple of times, get you down, and like just as I'm taking damage, I'm gonna be a speedy boy and run away because I've got the zoomies, and I'm gonna make you have the doomies, the doomy gloomies because I'm a zoomy boy." Don't do that. "10 out of 10, zoomy great pumpkins are the biggest simps." Oh, I'll tell you how I really feel. I'll tell you. When I was 10, level 10, I was just a young little avatar, sweating my heart out down at Camp Icarus. And then a great pumpkin comes and punches me in the face. I run up to some of the Ubers that are chilling at Camp Icarus doing the Uber thing of helping out other guys, new guys. And I say, "Please, sir, kill the pumpkin." But they say nay, because he has the zoomies. And then the vampire showed up and that was like a whole nother thing. I never did get to finish sweating that guy. I never got to finish. But I digress. It's too bad turrets don't target player. I know. It's bullshit. It's absolute shit. Absolute wank. I don't even know if you get anything from, like, killing these pumpkin guys. Ugh. Oh, viewers dropped. I think my acting scared a few kids off. Not kids, like, cool cats. Cool beans. I think I scared a couple of cool beans away. So I'll probably go for another, I don't know, 20, 30 minutes. And I might call it quits for today. Maybe. I said that last time, like, when I did some streaming several months back now. I'm like, oh, I'll stop at like 2 hours. Guess like the 3 hour mark. And I think it was Whispers that turned around and said, so much for stopping at the 2 hour mark. So yeah, well, I was having fun. Mutant looter. Oh, shit. So, question to you happy chappies out there. Get that thinking cap... Oh, you fucking son of a bitch. Get that thinking cap on, guys. Because I have a good question for you guys. If you can see... Like, if you can think of anything being implemented in Entropia Universe, absolutely anything, whatever it is, it will be implemented. What would you like to see implemented? And why? In 50,000 words or less. Or 50,000 words or more. No, like, sum it up in whatever. If you could see one thing implemented in the game, absolutely anything, what would it be? You guys already know, mine is fishing because I like fishing. Simple. Fishing because fishing. What would you guys like to see implemented? Could be anything. Right? Absolutely anything. Dodge roll. Yes. That'll be sick. Dodge roll will be pretty fucking chill. I'll have to say. It'll add a little bit more to the, Have I checked out Virtualverse? I haven't checked out Virtualverse yet. I have an account on Virtualverse because I do want to check it out at some point. I don't think I'll sink anywhere near as much time as I do in Entropia Universe. I might play it a little bit, but I haven't checked it out yet. I do have an account, but I haven't been able to actually play it yet, I don't think. But I haven't checked it in a few weeks. Let me guess. There's fishing in Virtualverse. Or, I have seen some of the combat stuff. I have seen, like, what is it? I do believe they have a dodge roll, and they have, but do they have fishing? Early access, 4.1 starts 6th November. If you want to see where. All right, what do I have to? How much do I have to pay? What is the cost? There's fishing. There's fishing. There's fishing. There's fishing. There's fishing. Alright, how much? Free! Alright. I see you. Okay. Free. Sick. Now, I'll probably just end up watching your videos. You get in-game currency to play the early access. RC elements will be added when it goes live beta. Okay, so I'll get the in-game currency. So I can play the game to see whether or not it's, cool, and then the RC elements will be added when it goes live. Now, from what I saw, it's a, Scott, you said it earlier, a cryptocurrency sort of thing, right? Was it Bitcoin or some shit like that? Because I've never really done the whole Bitcoin thing. I've never really been like the investy sort of guy, so I've never really looked into any of that stuff. I'll probably just end up watching a bunch of your videos later on it. Knowing me. So 1,000 Orium to US... Okay. So 1,000 Orium to 1 USD. But is it... Will the real cash element, will that convert to US dollars? Like you can take it out in US dollars and put US dollars in, or is it a cryptocurrency sort of thing? No, not a crypto thing. I just saw no, not a crypto thing. Okay, all right, cool. Okay, no blockchain. All right, sick. So it's literally I spend $1, or quote unquote, there's hypothetically I spend $1, I get that equivalent in game, or near about. Because obviously there'll have to be like upkeep costs and all that sort of shit. That would be, from what I understand, it's going to work almost identically to EU. Okay, it's almost identically to Entropia Universe. Okay. I mean, just the fact that you could fish in the game is what will get me playing it. Just because I like fishing. I like any game that has fishing. I like that game. So take note, aspiring game devs. If you have fishing in your game, I will play / buy the game. Except 17 years. Friendly B. Except 17 years. What do you mean by except 17 years? Like, except it hasn't been around for 17 years? Game mechanics are far different for combat. I should hope so. Like, you shouldn't make the game exactly like EU. I mean, EU's really good, but it really does need to upgrade its combat mechanics. Like, fucking dead set, it needs to upgrade its combat mechanics. Its combat mechanics are boring as fuck, to put it politely. Politely in Australian. Oh yeah, difference with EU, 17 years. Well, yeah, that's the whole point in. That's the whole point in a new game, though. Oh yeah, trust isn't cheap. Trust, of course, isn't cheap. But then you got to ask yourself, like, how many MMOs have you played? Me, I've played a lot of MMOs. Many MMOs. I've seen many MMOs die. MMOs that I've paid money for die. And I can't play them anymore. Some have resurfaced recently, like City of Heroes and City of Villains. That was one of my favourite MMOs back in the day. Just because I'm a superhero nut. I love superheroes. But I do agree, trust isn't cheap. But just because a game is new doesn't mean it should be overlooked. And I know that's not what you're saying. You're not saying that it should be overlooked. But I think if people have the mindset of, okay, I've been with this one for 17 years. This is a new one on the market, but I've been with this one for 17 years. So that is the key difference. Then it's kind of selling the other guy a little bit short. Like with what Julian's been saying, the combat is different, and I've seen the combat is different. The pathing is different. There's different things in Virtuaverse that Entropia Universe doesn't have. In saying that, these are things that Entropia Universe could implement in the future. From what he just said, There is also no in-game map, so organic path finding, so knowing where you're going, so it's going to be a lot more exploratory. So think mixing EU's economy with Dark Souls style combat and the organic feel of retro game pathing. To me, just the sounds of that sounds very, very different to Entropia Universe. The only things that they'll have in common is the real cash economy aspect. So just because one is older doesn't mean that that's the only difference. You know, I don't think Virtual Verse is trying to copy EU to a T. So, I mean, I'm gonna give it a crack. Like I said, I might not sink as much time as I do with Entropia Universe, because Entropia Universe, my avatar on Entropia Universe is, you know, he's kind of been with me for the past 4 years, so 4 or 5 years, something like that. So, you know, I built up a connection with this little shithead that's on the screen at the moment. Jerome says, with good competition comes great content for both games. It is healthy to have them outdo each other. 10 out of fucking 10. Like, 10 out of 10. 10 out of 10. That's exactly how it is. It's the same thing with everything, right? Okay, let's say there was only ever one book written, right? Let's say there was only ever one book written. And everyone decided, oh, because this book's already been written, we're not going to write any more books. We're just going to have this one book forever. Some groups might, you know, find that appealing. I know a few religious groups that would like to, you know, only have the Bible. But, like, or better yet, cars, right? Let's go with cars instead of books, because books kind of stupid. Let's go with cars. Let's say the first car got invented, right? First car off the thing was invented, and they stuck with that model because everyone was either used to it, or it's like, oh, we've already got this, why bother? Well, innovation, competition, capitalism. You know, where there's innovation where there's inspiration to outdo another, there's innovation, there's more shit coming out, right? The whole point to, like, having multiple forms of similar content, with, when I say similar content, I mean like a similar mindset, like a real cash economy MMORPG. An RCE MMORPG. Right now, there's Entropia Universe. Competition will come out, so they'll battle to get better, become even better. I know at one point they said that they eventually wanted Entropia Universe to be a VR experience. Hell yeah! But without competition, shit like that might never happen. You know? Shit like that might never happen. With Virtuaverse coming out with their more, I'm going to say updated combat styling, Entropia Universe might look at that and go, oh, shit, okay, we should update our combat system as well. How long before anyone would buy a mothership worth? How long before anyone would buy a mothership worth in a new game? How long before anyone would buy a mothership worth in a new game? Are you saying, like, how long before someone spends a lot of money in game? Is that what you're asking? Because that's not a defined thing. Genuinely, that's not a defined thing. So if you like, it could be like the first few days, could be the first month, could be the first year. You never know. Like, someone might decide, you know what, this virtual verse looks really good. I'm gonna sink 100 grand into this because I'm a rich shit and I can do that. You know? It's one of those things where... And I agree, trust isn't cheap. Right? I do agree with you on that one. Trust isn't cheap. So in a real cash economy, trust needs to be a key thing. So there needs to be almost an honorary thing. Right? But, in saying that, there isn't an honorary trust thing in Entropia Universe either. The amount of shit that they've changed on players just because a certain thing was doing too well for a few players, so they completely changed it up. Sometimes retroactively ruining someone's hard work to, you know, figure out the best way of doing things, the more efficient way of doing things. You know, or my favorite, not hard capping certain things, right? Like allowing the player driven stuff to decide how much something is worth. Like, I personally think that certain items in game should have a hard cap. This is how much it is worth. You cannot sell this for more or less. I.e., sweat, fruit, stones have a hard cap. You can only sell it to other players. And if you put this item into your trade, unless this thing matches up with the cost, it's not going to turn green. You're not going to be able to seal the trade. But instead, they manipulate other things. Like, they'll see what's doing really good in crafting. So they'll see what's doing really good in crafting, and they'll be like, okay, what can we do to retroactively screw over this one thing? So we can make the worth of it a lot less. Well, let's introduce this. Okay, we've introduced that. Price controls are bad for business. I think it depends. I think you shouldn't control... At least in this game, I think if something has a markup... then the price shouldn't be controlled. But if something does not have a markup, then it should have a set price. Price controls are bad for plundering. Oh, I think there should be ways to basically stop people from getting screwed over. But of course, there's not. I think price controlling for the free to get items is fine. I think Mindark turning around saying, this is how much this sells for, is fine. For items that do not have a markup. Items that don't have a markup, or, you know, those free to get stuff, right? Everything else, no. Let the people decide. You know, the markup, the flow of the economy and all that sort of stuff. But certain things like sweat, maybe not fruit or stone because those have a markup, But certainly Sweat. Sweat should have a fixed, you know, selling thing. But that's just my personal opinion. And personal opinions are like arseholes. Everyone has them. And it's not the most... It's not the it's not a popular opinion. But that's just my thought on that. But anyway, so like when it comes to something like Virtuaverse, like there needs to be some kind of honorary system so people can feel a little bit more safer putting their money in and all that sort of stuff. But you know, it really depends on, you know, what people are willing to do and willing to put up with and all that sort of stuff. But anyway, yeah, I probably will end up checking out Virtuaverse just for the fishing. Fishing's good. But I will state, before someone takes me out of context, I think something like a... Not price control, but more of a price fixing. A fixed price on a specific thing should be implemented when during the inception of the game. The inception of the game, and it should be something that is just a hard, fast rule that isn't manipulated at all. Because I know Sweat has a set price. You know, I think it's like 1 PEC per 1,000 to sell to the TT, which is just... Why would you even? But obviously it's something that couldn't be implemented 17 years into the game's life. It's just not something that can... is good. It's not something that can happen. But I think games like Virtuaverse, any real cash economy MMORPG, you got to have some form of leeway when it comes to certain items, certain things, right? So, for instance, let's take Sweat. For instance, You've got the straight up bottles of Sweat, right? That you need to sell to other players. Just straight up, you need to sell and trade to other players. But there is no markup. There is no markup. Therefore, it can easily be... it could go either way. And retroactively, over the years, it's gone down and down and down and down and down. So a lot of newer players come in, they sweat, they might talk to someone and be like, oh yeah, it's... you sell it for 1,000 bottles of Sweat, you sell it for 90 PEC. And, the going price might be 1,000. Per 1,000 bottles of Sweat will be 1 PED. So they might turn around and be like, oh no, the going price is 90 PEC. But I'll buy it off you for 95. And I know that's just how trading works. But for the what am I trying to say? For the sort of fixed point sort of shit, there needs to be a little bit of leeway, or have those sorts of things have more uses. I know right now you can turn them into sweat crates and sell them on the auction house that way. I know you can obviously turn them into mind essence and all that sort of stuff, which is good. But the main point is there needs to be some form of insurance, right? Insurance that when someone gets into a game, other than core mechanics and manipulation from the current player base, as a real economy should have, there should be some form of constant. There should be some form of constant. Whether that's an activity you can do each day as well, like an activity you can do each day, or a item that is constant priced, or an item that it will be constantly used for certain purposes. Because at the end of the day, when a game is free, right? When a game is free to play, but it has that real cash economy sort of aspect to it. Because when a game is free to play, you're either going to have like the real cash economy aspect, like this, or you're going to have the microtransaction - advertisement aspect. Dead skis. So when you have something like Entropia Universe, now I think Entropia Universe is fine the way it is, right? I wouldn't turn anything in this game into a constant, right? I wouldn't set a price of anything because it's been out for 17 years. I wouldn't then turn around and say, okay, we're gonna hard cap the price of, selling sweat to players, like hard bottles of sweat to players. We're gonna hard cap that at, back up to 2 PED per 1,000. I wouldn't do that. Because the game itself has been built off of a player-driven thing. But it's been built off of a player-driven thing, but it's also been built off of a developer manipulation. Certain things over the years have been deliberately fucked with to quote-unquote fix things, but it's mainly just to stop people from being able to earn stuff. So I think something like Virtuaverse, or in the future another real cash economy, there needs to be some form of constant that never really gets fucked with in the grand scheme of things. Whether that's a specific item that you can find or get for free that is used in crafting, like all crafting, whether it be some kind of oil that you can just find lying around that you can collect, and then that oil is used in crafting. It's used in every crafting. Like every single blueprint has this one specific item that could be gotten for free. Right, so you can get it for free, but due to it being, used in every crafting, people that don't want to go out and find it will just pay other people to find it and all that sort of stuff. So something like that, having a fixed price, I think it's a good idea. But like I said, that's just my own personal thoughts on that. From like a pure gaming standpoint. Pure gaming standpoint. But in reality, when you're dealing with money, it's slightly different. It's slightly different when you're dealing with actual money. So maybe a constant could be something that's not money driven. What would be a good constant? It would need to be something... If there's no monetary thing, it would need to be something that's enjoyable. Something still in game, but enjoyable that people can do without the stress of money, money, money. Without that stress. I'm not sure. What would be a good constant? Something that's not changed. Something that doesn't get manipulated with, doesn't get fucked with, so it doesn't cost people, you know, their time or money. Pure joy. What would be a good one? Maybe a combination. Maybe a combination of some... Where the fuck are my pills? There they are. Maybe a combination of something. Like I know one of the things that I've said about Entropia Universe when it comes to fishing is combining, like, to make bait or whatever. Like everyone gets a free fishing pole, and so everyone gets a free fishing pole. You combine fruit and sweat together. So you combine fruit and sweat together to make quote-unquote bait for fishing. And then you would fish, and the fish that you get would be like almost either a consumable or something that you can give to your pets to like add like an extra benefit. Nothing like a pill sort of benefit. You know, it would be like, I don't know. You catch a snapper, and then consuming the snapper or salmon or whatever can add a like 1.5 or to 3% to your crit chance for 15 minutes. You know, stupid shit like that. Does anyone understand what I'm saying? Does anyone get where I'm coming from? With the whole constant thing. Probably not. But that's understandable. The concept of fixed pricing probably drew a couple of people off of the subject. That's fine. Let's see. Oh, should have healed. So other than that, does anyone have anything planned for the rest of their day-evening? I think after I finish streaming, I'm gonna probably eat something and then watch something. That's a good one. Make it harder to walk. Well, that's the thing, like, if a walking speed is fixed, right? And that's the thing, right? If you implement something like that, like per kilometer walk, you get one fruit. Something like that. You wouldn't the if that sort of thing was implemented, something like walk speed should not, like in the TOS and all that sort of stuff. The basically the game devs saying these are the things that we will not fuck with. Speed should be one of those, like walk speed should be one of those things that's not fucked with. Put mobs in the way. Yeah, mobs could be popped in the way. But in saying that, even though mobs are popped in the way, you can still run through mobs. You can run around mobs. So unless every kilometer it's one line full of mobs, like high level mobs dedicated to stop that from happening, then no, I think that idea could work quite well. And in saying that as well, the you know, every kilometer, like walked kilometer, is that a kilometer walked in a small circle? You know, is that people looking at the like is it calculated by looking at the latitude and longitude? And every, X thing, like X number change, is 1 kilometer. See, the thing with like having a constant, so players don't get, basically the whole idea behind a constant is so when people come into the game and they're playing the game, that's a thing that they know will always be there and will always be the same. Something they can always fall back on. Whether that is something that's monetary or something that is non-monetary but still what's the word, important, required, necessity, something like that, one of those words. But I do like your idea. For every kilometer you find fruit. And see, and that one would be good because fruit already has it has a markup to it, right? So you wouldn't be fucking with the cost that people would sell it for, right? That's something that you wouldn't screw with. It would just be like the more frequent fruit is found, or it's spread out a little bit more. But then again, that could potentially harm people that are active fruit walkers, unless you still keep in the, stumbling across a larger stack of said fruit or stone or something. I mean, there are many ways. There are many ways to do stuff. But, I guess it comes down to what developers are willing to do cost of doing it, how much it will affect the bottom line. Will having that sort of constant affect the player base? Higher level area, more fruit. Yeah. Higher level area, more fruit. Yeah. It's harder to walk, so yeah. Yeah, there could be zones, like, in X server, because you got the different servers. So, say in, different LAs and things like that, it could have a higher fruit walk rate due to the higher level and density of mobs. So, like, even, like, the way I do it is, like, let's grab one of the LAs, right? Grab one of the random LAs, and let's say you have level, like, you got the level 25 Embula Maxes, right? And let's say they have a low population density. I would put it at 1 fruit every K walked. Now, let's say it has a medium density. I would put it up to 2 fruit found for every K walked. Now, if it's a stupid amount, like there should be, like if it's a stupid amount, like it's like heavily populated, heavily dense, then, you have that at like 3 or 4 fruit found per K walked. But it would have to be one of those things where it's like from point A to point B. It can't be a latitude, longitude, we crunch the numbers, how much have you walked. It would have to be a point A to point B. So if from one side of the LA to the other side of the LA is 1 kilometer, like in-game kilometer, or 3 in-game kilometer, it gets judged by that. You can even have a set walk route, or, when you're setting an icon on the map, like a waypoint. Come on, just kill this guy and then don't die. So you set the waypoint, and it will tell you how far everything is. Freaking Rican! How you doing, man? So, you set how far you're going to walk, and if you get there, then you get the fruit. But yeah, there needs to be that sort of constant where people can always know, okay, no matter how much the game changes or updates, this will still be a thing that I'll always be able to do for the exact same cost. Both time or money. And if you make it something that's free, it's even better for the free-to-play players. But then you got to choose, do you want this free-to-play thing to be a monetary thing or a joy sort of thing? That's good, mate. I'm glad. I won't be on for that much longer. I'll probably be on for another 15 minutes. Because I'm getting a little bit tired from streaming. I've, only just picked streaming up again, so, In fact, I might stop at the 7-hour and 30-minute mark. So I might kill 2 or 3 more, and then probably head off. But I hope everyone's had a good day, and I hope people have, enjoyed the stream, enjoyed the ramblings of a mad Australian. Talking about pumpkins. Pumpkin people, great pumpkins being douchebags. Talked about how, possibly, slightly socialist ideologies, now that I think about it. I'm all for capitalism. I'm not a socialist. There are certain things that I do think about. Such as, not a universal income because that's fucking stupid. A base income, kind of like welfare, but instead of like just being stuck at home doing nothing, you get given, hey, these are the voluntary positions available. Mainly so you're still getting your welfare, but you're not feeling like you're mooching off of people. You're still doing some kind of work for the community. But not like a flat, you work in the mines, you get $500 a week. You work as a cleaner, you get $500 a week. You're a CEO, you get $500 a week. No, that's dumb. I know that's probably not what they mean by like universal income, but I don't know. I only say that because I've seen a lot of shit with welfare in my country. Like, the unemployment rate is ridiculous, and the problem that we have here in Australia is because we've gotten rid of so many things like car manufacturing, submarine manufacturing. A lot of the mines are closing down. A whole bunch, like a lot of stuff is being made like offshore somewhere else in another country. Alright, well that's the 30 minutes, so I'm going to at least call the hunt here. But I'm going to continue on. I'm going to explain this little tirade quickly so I don't get taken out of context. So, with the... where's my bottle? There it is. My water bottle. Need me a drink of water. Oh, shit. With the... with the way that Australia is at the moment, right? Shitload of people have lost jobs and all that sort of stuff, and it's just going to get worse. But even before COVID-19 happened, there was a lot of people that were looking for work, but there was not enough jobs for all the people. So people end up getting into trouble because, like, mainly in mental health trouble because there's just a lot of bullshit that goes on. So, one of the key things, like one of the main sort of stuff when it comes to that sort of stuff is people feel, okay, there are no jobs. It's not my fault, but there are no jobs. But there are a lot of sectors that could be created in order to not play sate, that sort of mindset, but hey, you have a purpose, you are getting paid, this is minimum wage or whatever, divided by X amount of hours. So, let's say, in Australia right now, the base welfare for someone on what we call job seeker is around $1,100 a month. Now, I think our general sort of minimum wage is around, let's say it's around the $20 mark, right? So, let's divide that. Oh, for fuck's sake. I am terrible at math. Absolutely terrible at math. I used to be good at math, now I'm terrible. So let's grab... Oh god. Shit. So, let's grab the 1,100, at least in Australia. Then we'll divide that by around 20, so that's 55. And then we divide that by 4 weeks in a month, which comes down to just under 14 hours of work a week. It comes down to 55. So 55 hours in a month divided by the 4 gets to just below 14. So, one of my crazy thoughts that I've had was right now they want you to look for, like looking for work, they want you to find a job that's at least 15 hours a week. And that's fine because that is an approximation to, being able to get off of welfare or at least, earn the same amount that you had while you were on, like, the welfare system and all that sort of stuff. But because there are not enough jobs in Australia, I'm not sure what it's like in the States, but there is not enough jobs in Australia in order for people to actually work, because a lot of our industries has been absolutely abolished and shoved offshore to some other country because it's cheaper. So you have a shitload of people out of work, a shitload of people on welfare, and because people are just getting welfare, not doing anything, not getting out and doing shit, there's a lot of alcohol abuse and drug abuse and a lot of mental stuff that comes from that. So my thought is create a voluntary sector, right? So if you're not studying, if you're not a student, or you're not disabled, if you cannot find work, you get put into the voluntary stream. The voluntary stream would basically be these are the voluntary jobs that we have available. Where would you prefer to like be put? Like for me, it might be taking care of various wildlife places, like down at the river or whatever, picking up trash, making sure all that sort of shit is clean, or working in some of the voluntary shops and stuff. They might turn around and say, hey, we need extra workers, but we don't have the money for the extra workers. Can we get one of the voluntary workers? That sort of thing. So whatever you don't get like slave wage sort of shit. They can't treat you like shit. You're the same as a standard worker, but you're working the equivalent of your hourly rate with the welfare thing. And then of course, if you find a job that's even better, hell yeah. But at least in this system that I have in my head, you're working, so you're getting those endorphins and stuff. You're earning your keep. You are earning your keep. So it's not just taxpayers' money's just going to these bums and blah, blah, blah. No. You got voluntary sectors that require workers. So let's put some workers in there. Just little things that could change, that can help a lot of people. But I think that's as much socialist as I ever get. For the most part. I'm tired. I'm hungry. Anyway, guys. I hope you guys enjoyed. My daughter will be home soon. And it's a bit warm in here, so I'm going to be shoving off for today. Depending on how long... Hey, can anyone tell me how long is Halloween Mayhem for? Do we have like another week? How long do we have this? How long is this happening for? Because I'm not sure, and I could probably just look it up. But if anyone actually knows, then that will be good. But, yeah. Anyway, you guys take care. Hope everyone has a good day. I hope everyone stays safe and sound. And I'll see you guys... whenever I see yous next.